It is 5:19 in the morning. Hopefully, I haven't gone on Twitch accidentally. No, I did. It's on YouTube. That's good. That's a good start. That's because I streamed on Twitch a couple of days ago. I thought I'd left the streaming key on. Okay, my voice is working. That's good. That's very good. That's very good. Right. I got the game on one of my screens. Let me get the chat on my second screen. It is 5:20 a.m. About a month ago, the sun would be out by now. In the summer, the sun comes out earlier, but it's coming towards the winter now in England. It's autumn actually, but yeah, as you can see, it is dark. It's still dark. It will be light in about at least an hour. Oh boy, I'm glad I woke up early enough. So that's good. That is good. Hello, Piccadilly. How you doing? Where's my stream? I cannot find my link. Hello, Mason. How you doing? It's annoying when you go live and you can't find your own stream on your own channel. Like, what's up with that? There you go. Hello, Ravinio. It's COD for life. Hello there. It's been like a year. Put my stream on the list. I'm not sure about that one, Chief. It's funny because you predicted City to win at the start of the final series and they're here. Well, I mean, it's looking good for them. It's looking good. Although Geelong are very... my prediction is Geelong. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Just sharing my stream to Facebook and Twitter. From the 2019 Cricket World Cup final and Wimbledon. Oh yeah, I remember that stream. I don't even like cricket. I only watched it because of what do you call it? Because England made the final. I was just like, oh, England in the final, yay! Did the same in rugby. With rugby, we lost the final. Wearing Hawks merch? No, this is Arsenal merch actually. Didn't burn it all. No, I wouldn't burn it all. You got big bucks on Geelong to win, Dangerfield to win, and North Smith to ensure it doesn't happen. This could be Dangerfield's first flag, couldn't it? That's pretty interesting. There's two people I know at the grand final, and they're two people I've met in person, and they support either team. So there's a guy who lives in Sydney who I was gonna meet in Sydney, but he had uni that day. He's at the game, and he's looking forward to it. I met him at an Arsenal game in London, but he lives in Australia. And then the other guy is Davidoff, who's a Geelong fan, and he's got standing room seats there today. So they're both at the game. Good luck to. I said good luck to both. Although I did say to Davidoff, I'd rather you lose, but I did say good luck. Speaking of people there, did you see Rob got a ticket? I was following his channel. He didn't have a ticket until yesterday. And yesterday he didn't have a ticket, but today he managed to get a ticket, which is elite. Like, he went to Australia not realizing he'd have a ticket to the grand final, and he got one last minute. That's pretty awesome. Got two, obviously. That's pretty awesome. No, that works. It's good. Why is it not loading on? I hate when you open something on Twitter and it goes on a Twitter browser. Open it on Chrome. There we go. Hawks fans are burning their merch, cancelling, are they? That's a bit much, in my opinion. Obviously, those people who did those things are disgusting, but I wouldn't burn the history of over 100 years for the actions of those individuals. I'd rather work to get those individuals punished and then, move on and do better. How did Rob react to it on TV? Meet hundreds of people. And I went off for TV interviews. I don't know. But obviously, Rob's a Sydney fan. And he was on the grand final preview thing as well. So I think, yeah. And he's got a bigger channel. So. But that's good. That's a win. That's a win for AFL YouTube as well. And for reactors. Because reactors, tend to get more copyright claims, obviously, from reacting to things and stuff. Not just I don't mean just AFL, I mean in general, reactors tend to not get treated the best by YouTube. So the fact that a reactor has managed to get on national TV in Australia is pretty massive, so fair play. I love that. Hasn't been confirmed yet. It's been allegations. Yeah, it is allegations. Yeah, but it's multiple people. It's hard to believe that that many people would make that up. It's pretty what's the word, specific as well. Obviously, I anytime something like this is alleged, I hope it's not true. I always hope it's not true, but it might be. Just judging by the fact that multiple people have come out and said these things, and the fact that it's a report from interviews and everything. It's not just someone just wrote an article. It's an actual it's a report that started from it started from Rioli, right? He made a few claims about racism within the team, within the club. So yeah, I hope it gets fully investigated. And yeah. just hope the truth prevails. And if the fact that all of this has come out, yeah. You told me for years you should have supported Sydney. I'm pretty sure you told me I should support Essendon in one video, unless that was the other guy. What's his name? The guy that I blocked. There was another guy who found my channel around the same time you did. I can't remember his name. It was either you or him. One of you said, "Davidoff, you should have supported Essendon." The game started now, by the way. I've not put it full screen. I have now. It's 8 seconds in. That's where I am. Just so you know how far behind I am compared to you, because obviously there'll be stream delay, and obviously I'll probably get it later than you because I'm watching it in England. The Hawk. It's still a travesty that the Hawk never played for Hawthorn. There's a very. Hey, the commentator just said it's a dumb sheet angle. I was literally going to say it's a dumb sheet angle. It literally is. Told you after years I should support Sydney. Ulster Colours Grand Final, not on broad and racism scandals. Well, I mean, I don't know what to answer to that. But yeah, it was either Hawthorn or Sydney. Maybe you should have supported Sydney. But yeah, I guess we'll see the answer to that when at the final siren. Maybe Geelong win. Hello, Supercar, how you doing? I'm hoping for Sydney win, of course. Lance Franklin is there, yeah, you're right. Both of these teams, I've seen, I've watched quite a few previews, and both teams play good, high pressure footy, so it should be a very good game, and hopefully it's high scoring. Hopefully a similar game to Brisbane Richmond actually in week 1. That'd be perfect. That. I just hope it's close. A close game. Sydney win. Buddy Franklin gets a goal. It's a nice day. It's a nice day. I really wanted to get us because I saw a Sydney fan wearing it in Australia. I really wanted to get a Buddy 1000 T-shirt. Never found one. Although I didn't properly check in the MCG. Because they have a shop for it, and they got every team in there, and they had a whole corner for Sydney, so I probably should have checked that. But it looked like just Guernseys. I don't have a Sydney hat, no. I got a Sydney, as in Sydney the place hat with the Opera House on it. Yeah, I haven't got a Sydney Swans hat. Good smother. See, there's been no goals yet, and it's still been very intriguing, although it definitely looks a lot more like Geelong get the first goal. It's not gone down the other end yet. Why not put on actual Arsenal colours, since they're the same look as Richmond supporter? Well, I wanted to have a neutral look. I was gonna wear a Hawthorn hoodie and then my Hawthorn Guernsey on top of it. Then I thought, considering what's happened this week, we'll wear something different. Yeah, but I thought I'd wear something that's not red and something that's not Geelong-like. And like for a lot of seasons, Arsenal do wear yellow for their away kit. It's not really an Arsenal colour that you'd associate, but like we either have a yellow or blue away kit normally. This year it's black though, being a little bit different. And then we got a pink third kit because we've got to be extra, you know. You've got to have a home, away, and a third. I guess every team, even AFL has that. You have the clash Guernseys. The third one's pink. They're very different. Maybe Sydney start winning, we can put on red. Yeah, but then I might jinx them because I'm not too sure. It's down the other end, but Geelong have possession, so no Sydney scores. I love how, like, with AFL crowds, they're normally, like, you know, mixed. But, like, every time I see the crowd here, every block is either Sydney or Geelong. That's what it looks like based on what I see. Heard there's no soccer team like Hawthorn colours, brown and gold. I don't know. There might be. I can't think of one in my top of my head, so maybe. But like, there's hundreds of teams in England, so I don't know. Maybe there's someone that does. And there's obviously teams all over Europe as well. Maybe there's someone. I'm trying to think. I can't think of one, so maybe you're right. You had found this song. You love when Geelong choke. Well, they haven't choked yet, but they have choked in finals in recent years. So, but this is a different vibe from them. They don't normally get this far. The last time they did, they faced a very good Richmond team. Fourteen and a half minutes left. Even though there's been no goals, I'm still like, you know. Every kick is exciting. Go on. Swans have done well. Every time Geelong get a kick into the 50, there's, you know, it's kind of hard to mark it with all the players around you. But for the other 17, College probably be able to name one team. There's a goal! First goal of the grand final. I hope the Swans keep up because Geelong have definitely started better. It's been 11 years, hasn't it? It's a long time. To be fair, for Sydney, it's been 10, hasn't it? They've lost 2 since. That's a good finish. Am I going for the Swans because not just to be in the Hawks? It's mainly because I'm a Hawthorn fan and I don't want Geelong to win. Um, I'm aware Hawthorn don't really like Sydney either, but yeah, it's just like who do you want to win it less? Geelong. But yes, a second reason would be great to see Buddy win the flag. But if it was like say Sydney Melbourne, then I'd want Melbourne to win. So it just kind of depends on the opponent in a way as well. I'm just glad it's not Geelong Collingwood because I would have suffered the whole game. Everyone's going for Sydney because Chris Scott is a bad coach to the Premiership. Alrighty then. Need power in the chat. But he can't get it. I'm currently, ever since you said the brown and gold thing, I've been searching sports teams that wear brown and gold. And the third one down is a Hawthorn post about, oh, Hawthorn the only team to wear this. Oh, that was massive. There's an NFL team that did it, a baseball team that did it. The Philly Hawks, who are they? That's another AFL team. Or a rugby team, I can't even... Sutton United, apparently, in England. Sutton United. Let me Google them. Sutton United, I guess, but they're not really like brown and gold stripes. But yeah. We found one team in the wilderness. Halfway through the first quarter. What's the most expensive seat at the stadium, you reckon? Probably one of the VIP seats. Hawkins again! Oh boy. A Hawthorn fan is really going to sit here watching Geelong win a flag. Normally I'd say to the losing team that they got to wake up. But I don't think this one's been asleep, really. Geelong have just been better. So... Sydney have a goal. Hayward, finally. That's good. That's good. They needed that. They needed that. Good mark. Should be a Geelong goal here. Goal. 19-6. I don't know why. There's something funny about looking at those Sydney fans just sitting there with glum faces, and they all got caps on. I don't know. It just looks funny. Isaac Smith. There's another one. Sydney, come on now. We need a West Coast 2018. Let's go. We can do this. Hello, King Tipper. How you doing? That poll was 50-50 about a minute ago. But since these two goals, more of you saying Geelong, which is fair enough. Oh, here comes Paddy. Hawkins, no mark, but if anyone's getting the next goal, it's Geelong again. Sydney, get out of it for now. The commentator says, can they turn the tide? At the moment, no, but they can, hopefully. Umpire pays the free kick. He did dispose it. Maybe too late, but it's the umpire has said the umpire. Isaac Smith, 31-6. Look, listen, right? The 2018 Grand Final had a similar first quarter. Okay, so that's just maybe not similar, because West Coast only got their first points at the end of the quarter, but still, the comeback is still possible. Okay, guys, let's hope the rest of the game is not like this. Please don't be like this. Geelong have deserved this though. They've been better this quarter, like right from the start. Sydney had maybe a couple little spells where it looked like it might do something, but they never really, like, apart from the goal, they didn't look like scoring at all. It's been all Geelong, so this scoreline is justified. They're just getting reward for their dominance. Just hopefully the Swans bounce back from this in the second quarter, because right now they're in no man's land and to be honest, they need a siren. 2007 Grand Final repeat. I hope not. Geelong coming again. They've got enough time for like 2 or 3 more goals as well. Like, Sydney need to somehow try and weather the storm, or at least like get a goal or two back, because they're in serious trouble. Still a long way to go. I agree. Did you guys not see Fremantle 3 weeks ago? Huh? They were how many points down in the in the first half? I like this angle. It's just I mean the camera angle, but also it's a Dom Sheed sort of angle. I don't think he's taking the shot, or maybe he is. Actually, he is. It's out on the full. Not John Sheed like at all. The Eagles came back won from the score. They did, yes, they did. They did do that. That was such a good grand final, wasn't it? 2018 was an amazing grand final. That was insane. I think the West Coast Eagles know how to, put on classic grand finals. Had a couple against Sydney as well. Remember what happened last grand final? The last one was it wasn't too bad for like 3 quarters, and then Melbourne just blew them away last quarter. I thought they got a goal again. Myers behind. Mark. Possible Geelong goal. I predicted behind. Geelong have never kicked 6 goals in the opening quarter of a grand final. That's quite a statistic. And they have now hit 6 goals in the opening quarter of a grand final in 2022. It is 38-6. This has been Geelong's quarter. Remember, Sydney got a goal and they had the ball up there at one point near the start of the game, and that's about it. Apart from that, it's been that direction. But after what Freo did in week 1, and even after West Coast for 4 years ago, never count anyone out. If anything, this shows how good Geelong are. To be fair, because Sydney, they finished 3rd. They beat 2nd place convincingly, and then they beat 2nd and 4th getting here. They've proven themselves as, at least the 2nd best team. And they've come here and they are 32 points down in the grand final. This is what you call Geelong. Cameron, nah, behind. Almost another goal. $50-meter penalty. Buddy, mate. The records will show that you gave that away. As a Hawthorn fan, this is not very fun to watch, but there are 2 positives to take. 1, I like Paddy Dangerfield, so he'll win his first flag. And 2, I've met Dowager a couple of times. Once in London, once in Melbourne, and he's a cool guy. He's there with his dad today. They're probably having a good day, so you know what? That's not a bad consolation. Okay, there's no goal there. It's 40. Oh, it's alarm time. It's now 6 a.m. in the UK. 40-6. I love that last 10 goal graphic. Because you just know it's going to be 1 Sydney and all Geelong. Look, listen. All I can say is, this cannot be as bad as 2019. Okay? Let's just leave it at that. Hello, Razor. Just why grand finals almost always blowouts? It's a good question. I couldn't answer that. I too wish that grand finals were more like 2018 every year. That would be amazing. Not just 2018, 05, 06. Oh, they all involve West Coast. What a big surprise. Hawthorn Geelong in 1989. You know, Kat, the person I went to Melbourne games with when I was in Australia, she was at that game. She was at the grand final in 1989. I'm just like that. That is an experience. That wish I was alive during that time. Well, we was in 2019. I disagree because the Giants were no match for the Tigers that day. The Swans actually have some quality about them. That's what I'm saying. That's me insulting the Giants. They weren't even. They were pretty good that year, but like it was pretty clear there were no match that on that particular season for Richmond anyway. At least it was Richmond Collingwood. It might have been more interesting. All right. Well, Sydney survive conceding a 7th goal. They have conceded 5 behinds. Sydney really needed this break for the last 10 minutes. They've needed the siren to arrive. They are now 3 seconds away. There you go. The quarter wasn't even that long, but for Sydney, probably quite long. And for Geelong, probably a bit too fast because they were in the groove. St Kilda versus Collingwood was the last close grand final you can remember. Where were you in 2018, mate? West Coast Collingwood. That was like 4 points. And it was won right at the end with like a minute left. Have you forgotten that game? But yes, they are mostly blowouts. But let's not forget 2018, that was incredible. It really frustrates me how AFL use only 10 rounds. Because they got 18 teams now. But 10 rounds, like, I want to see my team play every team, mates. This broadband advert. Foxtel broadband. 2 months free. Is Foxtel fast? I mean, I live in England, so we don't have Foxtel. If we do, we don't have the broadband. Who is my favourite umpire? I mean, I only know Razor, to be honest with you. I don't know any names of any umpires apart from Razor. So I'm not sure I can decide on a favourite, if I'm being honest. Here for those who have the next A4X. What happened to A4X? They just got rid of that, didn't they? They just thought it didn't work, so let's get it out of it. You guys have the Cricket World Cup, right? I don't even know. I don't even like cricket, but is it T20 or one day? It's T20, isn't it? We've got a Rugby World Cup here. Obviously, it's mainly Queensland and New South Wales that like that in Australia, as I learned when I visited. But I'm going to the final in England. The finals in Manchester. I'm going to Manchester weekend in November when the final is. What cable TV do we have in the UK? It's called Virgin Media. So you guys have an airline over there called Virgin Australia. I don't know. Maybe the owners are different, but it's the same company. Virgin. Virgin have a lot of different companies, and they have an internet company as well. And they have the fastest broadband in the UK. That's why I got it, because it's very fast. I don't have the fastest version because that's like a lot of money, but I have a relatively fast broadband package, and I got a bit of TV, but I mainly pay for the broadband. It's not cheap, but I pay it myself. So Mum's like, you know what? If you're paying for it, sure, get the expensive one. What's my PC specs? Which one? I've actually got 2. The one I'm streaming with, it's got a 3060 Ti or wait. It's one of the 30 series ones. And then I got the 2060 Super on another PC. But that's not like all the specs, it's just the GPU. But like, where's this email? I got an invoice for the PC I'm streaming with. It can run GTA in 2K at 144 hertz. It's bloody beautiful, mate. My motherboard's an MSI X570 AMD. AMD Ryzen 9 3900X. RTX 3060 Ti. Yeah, it's a Ti one. I was thinking, like, is it the Ti or is it something else? It was definitely had something on the end of it. Yeah, Mushkin. I mean, that's the that's the RAM. 32 gig. Wait, is it 32 gig? No, it's 16 gig. Yeah, 2 times 8. I read it wrong. Was that the RAM or the SSD? I'm just reading through the. Yeah, so I got a 3060 Ti in one of them, and the 2060 Super in the other one. The other one is what I use to edit most of my videos. And I'm watching the game on it right now. It does crash a few times. I've had it like a couple years, but it's just sometimes it goes black screen and yeah, it's weird. But most of the time it works. But the one I'm streaming with, this is the better one. The one I actually used to play games on. Haven't used it for games in a little bit actually, but yeah. When I want to play a game, GTA 5 2K 144 Hz, smooth. Not in, if I get it on 4K, it won't do the same. Maybe at 60, but I can't be. I feel like 2K is a good balance because you still get a very really nice looking picture, and you can still get it really smooth. So that's why like PS5 only just introduced 2K. I'm just like, it took you this long. Why is it only 1080p and 4K, buddy? Buddy has missed. Buddy has choked that. He should have got on a goal there. How dare you? How dare you, buddy? What's wrong with Papley? Is he alright? He doesn't look alright. I need a better power supply. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think the power supply is probably the issue. Because like I get this issue where like it doesn't like shut off. So like the screen goes black, but the PC is still on, and it gets louder, but clearly it's crashed because I can't use it. So the fix is literally just press the power button, wait 2 seconds, turn it back on, then it works normally. So at the most it happens like once in a day. Oh yeah, and I got a laptop that has a 3060 as well. Wait, was it 3060 or 3050? But I got a laptop as well that's got a GPU in it. But to be honest, I mainly got that to edit videos. I just thought with a GPU it's going to export videos faster, and it does. So I use it for my holidays. So I got 3 GPUs actually. Just one you can't really get out because it's in a laptop. I'm trying to see which GPU's in my laptop, but it's not telling me. Spent 5 minutes not reacting to the game. I'm still watching the game, mate. What do you mean? Last week we spent the whole last quarter talking about whether sharks are deadly. Still watch the game. For a second I thought I'd go all the way in. Stengel mark. I am very hungry. It's 6:13 a.m. I guess a supermarket would be open. Not the one next to me opens at like 8 or 9. Go Geelong! It's 40 points. Robbie Williams before the game. Yeah, I saw a clip of that. Sure, Geelong are going to hit more points, for sure. For Sydney to win, they're going to have to think about hitting 100 points somehow. Because they need that sort of score to come back from this. The game is like Bulldogs and Fremantle. Yeah, hopefully a comeback from that as well. Rowan Mark. Bro, this is like Melbourne last year. Remember Melbourne last year constantly getting goals straight from the centre bounce? I think against Geelong as well, they did that a lot. Now Geelong are starting to do that against Sydney. Rowan has got a kick from distance. It's straight. You know, he can do it. I can't do it, clearly. You saw me kick a ball in Perth. But he can. From the 15er, okay. It's a behind. But it's still an extra point. That could still help them. Don't worry, Oliver. You haven't said anything wrong. Did anyone notice there's two balls on the field? Okay, someone took it off. I'm just like, wait, there's a ball on the field, and there's a guy kicking it out, kicking the. Okay, you know what I mean. So I've been thinking about when I'm next visiting Australia. I'm still not sure yet, but there's so many plans. You know, I want to spend a week in Perth, a week in Adelaide, 2 weeks in Sydney, 2 weeks in Queensland. So you know, it's there's a lot to do over there. Another behind. I want to visit Darwin to do that jumping crocodile tour in the Adelaide River. When I saw Adelaide River, I thought, hey, that's in South Australia. They're like, no, it's in Darwin. I'm just like, okay, right. But that's where the crocodiles are anyway. There are boat tours where the crocodiles jump out of the river to get food from the boat. I want to do that. That sounds fun. Did you see that? Heaney, 0 marks, 0 disposals, 0 scores. Did you see that? I feel like they put the statistic up just to like take the piss. Like, what's going on? I feel bad for my mate Chris. My friend Chris is at this game. I met him in London. He's an Arsenal fan. He's a cool guy. Lives in Sydney. My mate Chris is having a bad time. I'm sure. He's somewhere in that crowd as a Sydney fan, and he's probably sitting there thinking, "Why have I done this? Why have I travelled from Sydney to see this?" Mark! One-handed mark. Here's a chance for the Sydney Swans. At least it should be a goal. Although, you know, if it's like the Freo game, hit the post. But we'll see. Go. They need something, and they got something. They need more. What time does Asda open? I might go to Asda at half time. I don't know what Asda is. It's basically the Walmart of the UK. But then again, that only makes sense to Americans. I mean, Walmart do own them. I mean, I think they sold them now, but yeah. Open 7 a.m. That's in 41 minutes. So that's after half time. Damn it! Sydney's second goal, 7 minutes gone, second quarter. Port 2007, second goal, 15 minutes gone, first quarter. Nobody knows what Walmart is. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what Walmart is. Ow! Ow! Sorry, I got pedals under my table. I put my foot on one and my foot slid off. And I'm wearing slippers, so it just clipped my ankle. God's sake. What do you mean nobody knows what Walmart is? Every American knows for a start, and because you hear about certain things, I'm pretty sure there's a shooting there. I've seen videos where you can buy a gun there. Like, Walmart goes viral sometimes on video. So, like, it's known about in the UK, even though UK doesn't have any. It's like, I've heard of, what do you call it? Popeyes. But that's like an American fried chicken place. I think they may have opened one recently in the UK, just like the first one ever or something. But yeah, like something you just hear about. Do I have 7-Eleven? Do we have 7-Eleven there? I don't think so. No. The equivalent of that in this country would probably be, I don't know. You have a thing called the Co-op. Maybe that would be similar to 7-Eleven. Not the same though. As they sell mostly food. Well, mostly their food, yeah. But they also sell clothes. They got their own clothing line. But there's other stuff like, you know, batteries, alcohol, whatever. Then they have like a bakery section. Although they don't really, I think they just mainly just cakes and stuff. But yeah, and also there's a pharmaceutical as well. They have pharmaceutical inside their store. Obviously, you need doctor prescriptions for that, but yeah. But yeah, there's a supermarket that sells multiple things. But obviously, most of it's going to be food. They want, like, the big ones in England are, we call it the Big Four. Uh, Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco, and Morrison's. They're called the Big Four in the UK. And then there's one called Waitrose, and they're like they're known as the expensive one. They charge more. They're known to be more. They aim to provide quality, but they're also expensive. uh, and they're owned by a company called John Lewis, and John Lewis are they operate in Australia, but I don't know. I never saw one in Australia when I went there, so but apparently they do. John Lewis is like a department store. They sell like sofas and electricals. Then there's smaller ones like Lidl, Co-op. Those are all like small supermarkets. So like we have none of the ones that you guys have. So it's all different. As is like Coles or Woolworths. I guess so, yeah. It's quite nice to see Woolworths is still operating over there. Because they went bankrupt and shut down in England. They used to be the go-to stationery shop in the UK. If it was back to school time, you'd go to Woolworths. Back in my childhood in the UK. Hawkins free kick. This should be a goal as well, I think. I mean, it is Tom Hawkins. You live in Melbourne. That's awesome. I went there, had a good time. Um, there's still 3 more things. I mean, actually, no. There's 4 more things I want to do in Victoria. No, there's 5 more things. I want to see more AFL games. I want to see a grand final live one day. Hopefully that will happen. Hawkins goal. 55-13. Yeah. I want to see the F1 race, which is in Melbourne in like March or April every year, which also lines up with the start of the AFL season. I want to visit Wilson's Prom, which is apparently a very nice national park. And I want to visit Geelong, actually, because I heard there's a nice beachfront area there. So, yeah. But ideally, I want to visit Queensland the next time I visit Australia. The Great Barrier Reef has been on top of my list for a while, and I couldn't do it as a day trip, so I didn't do it. But I wanted to do it, and I just couldn't. I see the Geelong fans in the park, sitting down in the grass. I don't think is that a park or is it just, I don't know. Obviously, it's they'll have places set up where you can watch the game outside the stadium. Stationary, that's office works. It was not something totally unrelated. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, the one we had, I think they sold like food, a bit of food. But yeah, there'd be stationery, there'd be toys, be a few other things as well. There'd be, stuff like notepads, whatever. Geelong is perfect for me. They have a beach surrounded by a steel shark-proof barrier. Do they? Which Australia city would I like to live in if I had to choose? Probably Melbourne, actually. Just because there's the lowest chance of being attacked by a snake or a spider, or a shark. So it's probably the safest part of Australia. Um, yeah, yeah, Melbourne. You're less likely to be attacked by kangaroo as well, so that's just another bonus. And also, you got the AFL. Um, you got a lot of the AFL games there. Obviously, a lot of the teams play there, and you got the MCG and Marvel Stadium. So, yeah. Although, like from based on the people that I've met, a lot of people live in like the suburbs, like not right in like CBD. Like they live like a train ride away further out, which makes sense. Sydney, you've got to go. They need more, obviously. But yeah, as I was saying like before, like I went to Perth. I didn't see any, but like I think like the top 10 deadliest snakes, like four of them live in Western Australia. In the Northern Territory, there's more deadly things, even in South Australia. I'm pretty sure there's bloody tarantulas down there. But in Victoria, it's not so bad. You see. The lead up to that Sydney goal was good. Comeback Sydney, I hope so, but at the moment, I'm not too sure because every time it looks like they get momentum, Geelong just go back at them. And now there's a Stengel mark. I think I'm gonna take a shower at half time. I woke up at 5. I woke up at like I set an alarm for 4 a.m. I sort of like opened my eyes, went back to sleep. I fully got out of bed. Stengel goal. Stengel was having a great game. Wow, incredible goal, incredible set shot. Woke up at like 5:13 a.m. Brushed my teeth, turn my computers on, and I've been streaming. So just when I started watching the game, Geelong were just coming out, making the entrance. So that was at like 5:20 something. Game started 5:30. Well, they say the third quarter is the Premiership quarter. They need it to be more than the Premiership quarter, Sydney. They need to absolutely dominate them in that third quarter to stand any chance. Because Geelong are safe at the very least until three-quarter time. Geelong just need one more good quarter. How do you change Paul Geelong? Honestly, I have no idea. I wish I could answer, but even I can't vote because obviously I'm the host of the stream. What part of UK do I live in? I live in London. I live in North London, which is the cheapest part of London to live in. Probably because the crime rates are a bit high. But yeah. There's a borough, I guess, like you guys call it a suburb. And the suburb is another word for it, actually. But yeah, we call them boroughs. Actually, no. Actually, no, we don't. We call them suburbs as well. But like London is split into like boroughs. Each area is like a different borough. I live in the borough of Enfield. Enfield is a borough. It's a parts of North London, and it's like the cheapest part of London to live in. So yeah, I live in a flat about 30 minutes away from the city, 30 minutes on the train, depending where you go actually. But yeah, so it's not too bad. You know, I saw a police chase on the way home from work. It was the funniest police chase ever because they didn't seem bothered. It was last week. I was walking home from the train station, and I see like five police cars, and there was one guy running, right? But he was running very slowly. He was limping, like he was injured, and he went right past me. And I look around, just like there's like 10 police officers walking after him, literally walking. The guy's radioing, walking past me, like, yeah, he's just gone towards the train station. And I was thinking in my head, like, why aren't you running? What? There's so many of you to catch this one guy, and you're not even running. I wanted to kind of stick around to see what happened, but yeah, I just went home. Come on, no goal for the Swans. Out on the full. No, not even. Yeah, that on the full. My word. Arsenal's in London as well as Chelsea and Fulham. Yep, and West Ham and Tottenham. So quite a lot of teams in London. We're not short on stadiums, that's for sure. We've got 4 stadiums above 60,000, so that's not bad. Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham, and Wembley, which is England's national stadium. What happened in 1970 AFL? I'm pretty sure that was one of the best grand finals ever. Heaney needs to get this goal ASAP. It was Carlton v Collingwood. Carlton v Collingwood. Yeah, one of the best grand finals ever, that was. Goal for Heaney. You thought I lived in Liverpool. That's a bit random. I've been there once. There was a vlog. I went to Liverpool v Arsenal away game. We lost on penalties. That was not the best night. Oh yeah, A big dream of mine is to have a season ticket at Arsenal. They cost like £1,000 to £2,000 a season. But apart from that small detail, I've been on the waiting list for 7 years. I was 80,000th about 7 years ago, and I was 40,000th like a month ago. For some reason, I moved up 20,000 places, so I'm now 19,000th. So potentially, I could be very close to getting one. It'd be like a damn dream come true. I'll be going to my job like, look, listen, I can't work weekends anymore. If you can't give me Monday to Friday, I'm working somewhere else, mate. If I wasn't an Arsenal fan, would I be a Tottenham? Um, I have no idea, actually. I have no idea. I fear, and I hope it wouldn't happen, but I fear it would have been Man United. Um, Man United are supported all over the country, because they dominated England for 2 decades. So they gained a big fan base, not just throughout England but around the world. But like they had a big fan base in London, even though they're like 4 hours away. Big fan base, all over the country. So like, and it's actually quite typical. Like I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be like racist, but like, it's typical for an Asian to support Man United in England. It's very typical. So, I feel like maybe I would have fallen into that if I didn't support Arsenal. But I think that's changed now because obviously they don't dominate anymore. So maybe it's not so typical anymore. But like it was typical for a lot. I mean, it still is because obviously a lot of them will still be fans. But yeah. 62-26. What's a scoreline? Another one. Your dad was born in 1970. That's awesome. He was born in the same year as one of the best grand final ever. One of the best grand finals ever. 36 seconds. You know the best thing about this stream? No one has asked me to show the game. Last year, was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. I live streamed the day for grand final, and like 10 people came in saying, "Show the game." How dare you stream without showing the game? I'm just like, copyright, mate. They're like, no, show the game. I don't care if you're trying to get shut down. One siren sounds. "36 points, guys. Sydney needs to dominate the third quarter. Otherwise, it could be lights out. I will be back. I will be back. See you soon. Alright. The bounce is about to happen. I am back. Or did I miss a half time then? After this bounce. Second half underway. Easily the worst halftime entertainment in history. Why, what happened? Who performed? I saw someone doing the drums. I assume they used all the budget on Robbie Williams. That's probably what happens. They probably should have put him on a halftime. Does the chat allow YouTube links? I mean, I allow all comments, but like YouTube's weird with links. It tends to block links quite often. Those are the early comments I don't normally see because people send something a link. I never see it normally. Even though I allow all comments. Gone. Geelong free kick. Well, they need to come back, Sydney, and they've done this. Meatloaf was a masterpiece compared to whatever that was. What's Meatloaf? What's that? Had to come over and say, good on you, champion. Love your travel vids and a good look back at predictions this year. Go Hawks. Thank you, GB. I appreciate it. I hope to be back, but it might be a couple years. Go for Geelong. Not the start that Sydney wanted. Excuse me. I was going to say that it's 36 points, you know. Gaining 3 goals in each quarter. It's not impossible, but, you know, now it's more than that. They can still gain 3 goals in fairness. Looks like Reed is done. It might take us a couple of years. I mean, next year I'm going to the US. So, yeah, I need the money for that. But yeah, either 2024 or 2025, assuming nothing abysmal happens in life, I should be back. Speaking of 2025, Qantas are introducing the world's longest flights in 2025, Sydney to London. They have given the ball away, Sydney! They're giving the win to them now. It's not just Geelong dominating. Now Sydney are like, you know what? Have some more goals, lads. Don't worry. We want to make our comeback as hard as possible. We're doing the impossible comeback challenge. There's another goal. 74-26. You're just going to look at it now and think, even Brisbane's comeback. That was what, 52 points? It's not quite 52, but like I feel like this would be a harder comeback than that Brisbane one. I see a sign saying that was close behind the goal with the Geelong cheer squad. Fair enough. But I don't see a way back for Sydney. Because they need... At half-time I thought they could do it because like 36 points over 2 quarters, that can be done. But the way Geelong have just dominated this, Sydney are not going to get that many points unanswered. They might get that many points if they really like start to, you know, wake up and start going, get momentum going, but not unanswered. Geelong will get more, and they look like they're going to get more now. it's at the point now where even if Sydney does start to dominate again, Geelong may have enough, and they may get enough points here and there anyway. But it doesn't even look like Sydney will start dominating. So that's the worrying thing for them. Oh! 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 What a goal! Isaac Smith, what a goal! Is he going to be the Norm Smith medalist? He's definitely a contender. That was the best goal of the game, bro. Isaac Smith, take a bow. My word, you have been incredible there. I really appreciate that. Even though I don't like Geelong, I appreciate that goal a lot. Show me all the replays. I want 25 replays of this. Forget the game. The game's over. All right, let's just watch the replays of this goal for the rest of the game. That's all we need. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. This could be the 119 point record. Yeah, if Sydney keep playing this badly, yeah, sure. And Geelong keep playing this well. Even Brisbane weren't doing this bad. And you'd think Brisbane are worse. What am I talking about dominating? I literally said they're not dominating. I said even if they start dominating, they're not going to get that many unanswered points. I didn't say they were. I said if. I'm saying like if they started dominating the rest of the game from now, they still wouldn't come back, I don't think. That's the point I was making. Geelong have got that many points. That much of a margin that is just not going to happen. I've just seen Kados' tweet, worst granny ever. Then there's a reply, Giants and Crows say hi. 2007 Port waving with their hand too. Yeah, of course. Behind. It's a point. Well done, Sydney. You got a point. My word. Buddy invisible. I have seen Buddy twice. I've noticed him twice this game. First, he missed an easy shot, and second, he gave away 50. So, yeah. Those are Buddy's highlights. Should I make a Geelong video? Call it Road to Glory. Just their story of the season. It would just be like grand final preview, except I don't talk at all, and it's just Geelong with epic music playing. Put like their previous finals record in the last few years, and then their season of wins. Boom! Get like 1,000 views. I still need to make my movie parody. I've only got 2 clips. I got Top Gun Maverick and I got Game of Thrones. Swans are in big trouble, mate. They can't even get out of trouble. They have been shell shocked. I do respect how Sydney players are still like really like, you know, playing high pressure, but oh, he's got him. Kick to Geelong. This should be 86 in a bit. Well, the trailer video is not just not happening now, because that should have been before the finals. What I'm going to do is just one big video, so like a different scene for each game. That's what I'm trying to think of. It's definitely going to be badly edited compared to the previous ones. Goal, 86, 27. It is over, of course. 59 points. This is physically impossible. Even if you switch teams, if you said Geelong are now playing for Sydney, they still wouldn't come back. It's that bad. Do that John Wick scene where he shoots the 50 guys in a museum. I think I used that one though. But there are a lot of John Wick scenes. New one's coming out next year. I'm looking forward to that. Trailer looks good. Was that not a mark? I thought he held it long enough. I've got to do something Hawthorn related for Geelong, you know. It'll be Geelong's movie parody will be them it'll be someone beating someone up, like really badly. And then a Hawthorn fan in the background going, "No!" Brilliant Cats pressure. Not so brilliant from Sydney. 59 points. 2007 was 90 points. So not quite as bad. Yet. Geelong 21 scoring shots, Sydney 27 points. Also 7 scoring shots, 3 times the amount of scoring shots Geelong. 9 minutes in the third to go. Almost more than triple the score. Is it not triple now? I think it is more than triple now, actually. What, triple 27 is what, 81? I think. It's going to be worse than that soon. Sydney have got nothing. Like, they look hopeless now. Tom Harkins. Hawkins behind. There's now 60 points. Even though the Giants got smashed even worse than this, I feel like this is worse because Sydney came here with an actual big chance of winning. Stengel, goal, another one. I feel like the Giants didn't have a chance against Richmond. I feel like they never had a chance, like at all, ever in the game. And I feel like Richmond, even before the game, were clear favourites. Geelong were favourites today, of course, but like Sydney actually, like, you know, they've been the second best team for the most part in the finals, especially they proved that. So like, this is even worse considering like Sydney this year are much better than the Giants in 2019. So, yeah. Who would have thought, eh? Geelong had another year left in them. An ageing squad, but don't worry. Don't worry, Cats fans. You've still got incredible talent. Somewhere Davidoff is up there. He's got standing room seats. So I don't think those are seats, but yeah. Hawkins 3-3, Sydney 3-3, yep. Sorry. Hawkins 3 goals free, Sydney 4 goals free. That says it all, really. Trust me to read the comment wrong. Almost another Geelong mark. 66-point margin, 2019 and 3/4. Richmond lead by 62. Yep. But still, for me, like, the game didn't start to be over until the start of the third. Because like, there's been games where second halves have been different from first halves. But in the third, this is where they've really, like, it's been game over. That other grand final, margin wasn't as bad, of course, but, like, that was over from quarter one. 2019 grand final this year. I mean, yes, but they're both pretty bad, to be honest. This one is a pretty bad grand final. And that's putting it lightly. But yes, 2019 was worse, yeah. Who's the umpire? Patrick! Patrick! Sounded like bloody Squidward. Anyone else hear that? The way he shouted Patrick? Oh my god. How many goals has Stengel got? Every goal he scores is incredible as well. What? He's got 4. Felt like he got more, but yeah. Every goal he scored today has been a spectacle. 99. Sydney have got 99 problems. And losing is one of those. I just saw 2 Sydney fans just in the crowd in the middle of a sea of Geelong fans. And they just look so miserable. The game was over halfway through the first quarter. Well, it wasn't. Judging by what Freo did in week 1, there was no way City would be counted out just like that, considering what's happened. Like, anything's possible in AFL. It's the second half where it's really gotten bad. It's the second quarter. If it said over by second quarter, that would have been a bit more fair. But like games, the tide can change so easily. It didn't happen here, obviously, but yeah. But like Geelong had maybe a slightly better start than what Collingwood did 2018. That game turned. $4:39 to go. 40% of the crowd in grand final is just corporate anyway. Well, that's sad to hear. We got that issue in England as well. FA Cup final, Wembley Stadium, 90,000 seats. How many seats does your team get? 30,000. But there's 90,000 seats, mate. Now you get 30,000. 30,000 for you, 30,000 for you. The other 30 is for corporates. They gotta give those corporate tickets. We must give the tickets to the suits. I wonder how much front row cost there. Was expecting supposed to challenge a bit. Of course, considering they've had a very good season. You know, finished 3rd. They beat 2nd and 4th, getting to the grand final as well. They're a strong team. Chris Scott, 199 wins as a coach, the most in Cats history. This will be 200 and a flag. There we go, that's a goal. It wasn't about the scoreboard though, it was about how the game was being played. Yes, but how the game is played can change. It didn't change in this game, evidently, but it can change. Am I watching the Simon vs YouTube All Stars game? I would if I had a day off, but I got work today, so I think that stream goes live like 15 minutes after I start work. Isaac Smith, Geelong have 100 points, 15, 10, 100. That's a very nice number, if I'm being honest. They shouldn't ruin it. So behind. 101 Dalmatians. Geelong have similar colours to the Dalmatians, actually. Do. 30,000 seats for grand final. Each club gets 16,000. 50-metre penalty for Geelong. Whenever we see a team getting smashed in our football, in soccer, we always say a saying called, "This could be a cricket score." But you can't really say that here because, you know, the bowling team can't get 27 wickets. So, so what do you say? This could be a something score. I don't know what happened from Cameron. They probably could have gotten a goal. Cameron played 2019, didn't he? He's been on the winning and the losing side of a battery. Two sides of the same coin. So in England, fans get 60% of the seats, and AFL's 32%. Yeah, all these corporate malarkeys. That's for the FA Cup. Let me check Champions League because that's like the big European trophy. Only trophy bigger is World Cup and Euros. Let me check. Fan allocation Champions League final. So for the Champions League final, it's about 20k per team. But obviously it's not a 100k stadium. It's like, would be like 60 or 70, maybe 80. Still more than AFL. You guys give a lot more to corporate. Like, what's going on? .42 seconds to go in the third. What teams I really want them in the grand final the most and why? Hawthorn, because I support them. Unless you mean this grand final. We say cricket score is 150 plus point. We use the other cricket score. Seats are first come, first serve for fans. Most expensive best seat is about $700. Expensive. Then again, I pay more for F1, so like that's like 300 and something pounds. I paid 350 for the British Grand Prix last year. But last year? It was this year. That was this year. I've had a crazy year. 101.27. They can start celebrating already. This is Geelong's year. The advantage of more corporates is for me easier to get a ticket to one. Yeah, I guess so. Where's the messenger? I'm going to message Davidoff, although he won't reply now. I messaged Davidoff on Facebook. Well, well, well. Close one, this. Ha ha. Yeah. He was active 51 minutes ago. On his phone during the game, are we? Officially over. I mean, it was over when Geelong hit their first goal in the second half. But that was it. If there were more fans feeds in the grand final, you have to pay probably 5 figures. At least this way is achievable. I guess so. What is this show? Survival show? What is this? Alone. Alone. This is an American show. The Curse of Oak Island. Oh, this is multiple shows. Oh, okay. That makes sense why everything looks different. They're advertising a TV channel? Real life. A&E. Forged in Fire. There's okay, interesting. I mean, I'd watch Alone out of all of those. You're alone, you gotta survive. That sounds quite fun. Although you're not alone, are you? Because there's a cameraman. And he's invincible, as we all know. Would I be disappointed if I had paid £200 and flown over to Australia Series Grand Final? Maybe not disappointed, but I definitely would have wanted a better game. Yeah, I would have been sitting there definitely in the second half like, maybe I could have picked a better year. But yeah, I still feel like it would have been good to experience the atmosphere. At least like in the first quarter when it was at least like relatively okay, loud atmosphere. I would have loved to, like, I experienced, what was it, 70k? Melbourne Collingwood? And that's the highest AFL I've experienced. Only high one I experienced is 90k at Wembley, but like, yeah, I haven't experienced 100k fans ever. So I feel like that would be really cool, even if it was a blowout. But like, definitely I prefer a close game. This grand final doesn't feel like a true grand final, to be honest. The feeling just isn't there today. Highly disappointed. Yeah, same. And like, because it's the Swans as well, I thought they'd do better than this. They're playing like the North Melbourne. Can't watch this as a Swans fan. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. That's the risk you got. That's the risk you take. Yeah, it is. It is the risk you take. Oh, Davidoff replied. He is very happy. He's wearing... Davidoff's wearing the scarf I bought him. That's a consolation I'll take. I bought Davidoff a Geelong scarf and he's wearing it at the game. That's just... Do I think Collingwood would have a closer game? It would have been a closer game. Judging by week one, yes, definitely. I mean, they would have actually, yeah, they would have. They would not get smashed this badly. Collingwood have been very good at staying in games over the season, so... Wait, let me pause this broadcast. Biggest grand final winning margins 2,719 points. 1988, 96 points. 2019, 89 points. And 83 points, 1983. Two of those are Hawthorn wins. So I'm just making sure of that. Right. Last quarter begins. No Cameron Mark. This camera crew behind him. Not easy, but they got a good angle of the kick. It would have been an incredible goal, but it's touched. Back on the field. Sure. Ever since I paused the game for a second, it's starting to lag a little bit. It's starting to buffer a bit more. How dare you? Swans have scored 1 point since 20-minute mark, second quarter. Oh boy. Unbelievable, mates. I just realised we got 58 votes in that Grand Final winner poll. I'm just like, we had that many people? Then I look over the views, I see 323, I'm just like, oh, okay, we did. We had more than that. So I know I said this last year, but next year I hope to be doing these streams more often, at least once a week. I hope. By I think end of March next year. So by then, either I have a new job, or I'm in the same job. If I'm in the same job, I can watch games in the mornings, no problems, even on my days of work. But if I have a different job, hopefully Monday to Friday, because I will be looking for a new job in the new year. If I have a Monday to Friday job, then I can just watch weekend games. So yeah, that is the plan. Hopefully I can do that. But yeah. It's also another month until I go to the Arsenal game. It's annoying. I'm trying to get a ticket for one next week. It's not happening. I can't find one. Inside 50s, 53-24. Well, Geelong have dominated everything. Absolutely everything. There's a goal. Sydney have got a consolation. Just messaging Jarijo. Cameron goal. As I messaged Darajo, Cameron gets a goal. Hey, Patrick Dangerfield hasn't got a goal yet. Can we fix that, please? Hey, it's Buddy Franklin. That's the third time I've seen him today. He's on the field? Since when? He's legit done nothing all game, I swear. The most significant thing Buddy's done is miss a shot from like 3 yards. Exaggeration, but yeah, it was an easy shot is the point. Paddy just casually just gives it to Cameron. Perfection. You turned the game off for 3/4 time. I'm surprised you lasted that long, to be honest, mate. as soon as Geelong got a free kick at the start of the second half, it was done. Geelong are ruthless, you know. They're still going. They're just like, you know what? It's not enough that we've won. We want more. We want to make every minute count. Every disposal, every possession. We're going to pressure you right to the end. Relentless Geelong. Hawkins, Mark. Sydney 25 inside 50s. Geelong 27 scoring shots. Gonna be 28 in a second. More than triple. Hits the post. .75 lead. Players to win the Brownlow, Norm Smith, and play 300 games. Not many have done that. Could Patrick be the next? We shall see. Who are you guys saying for Norm Smith? Because honestly, I haven't got a clue. Oh, hits the post. Hey, Stengel's incredible, you know. He almost scored another incredible goal. Hit the post. Stengel is my guy today. He's my favourite player on the field right now. It's actually Paddy, but like performance-wise, not performance-wise, just him watching him attack is very fun. Don't know why they're talking up danger to win a Norm Smith. Barely seen him today. That's why I asked. Because I'm just like what is Norm Smith judged on? Because the commentators talk about Paddy. That's why I'm just like, who do you guys think for Norm Smith? Because I'm not sure. Really? Sorry, I just heard this is the oldest average age team to play in a footy game ever. That's crazy. Dangerfield's got a mark. It's not an easy angle, but he can get the distance. Is this his first goal? Wow. Official attendance 100,024. Biggest crowd since 1986. No goal for Dangerfield. Not even a point. Goal. Stengel, Norm Smith. Maybe, who knows, maybe. Oh, AFL just tweeted it, which means I didn't need to tweet it. Send my condolences to Rob Reacts. Yeah, I feel bad for him. Swans get a goal just now. I feel bad for him because what he's experiencing is like a much worse version of what I experienced. Like I went to see my team Hawthorn get absolutely obliterated by Richmond, but this game is a grand final, and it's by an even bigger margin. I can't imagine how he's feeling. If I went to Australia and I saw my team in the grand final getting smashed like this, I'd be so distraught. I'd be horrified. I'd have nightmares for the next decade. And he's just a YouTuber that I've recently discovered and started watching. I know a guy who I met in London who lives in Sydney. He's at the game. He travelled to the game. And he's watching this. And I feel bad for him. I'm just like, oh no. He has to go back to Sydney. He's so miserable now. Most crap granny since 07. Well, I'm not saying you're wrong, but in my opinion, 2019 was worse. But that doesn't excuse this one. This is still a bad grand final. Oh boy. I should contact him about a collab. Who knows? Maybe. Does he know who I am? All I know is he reacted to one of my videos, which I really love, like my Surioli video. I'm so proud of that video. It took so long to make. Got copyright claimed, but never mind that. But people have reacted to it, which is pretty cool. Like, who would have thought I'd make a video that was worth reacting to after reacting to everything myself? I was just like, he reacted a year ago to my video and I had no idea. It was awesome. He doesn't react to games, does he? He does live streams, and I would assume for copyright reasons. There's another goal for Geelong. What if Sydney put Hawthorn instead? It would be terrible. And even worse because it's Geelong as well, because that would be our rivals smashing us. So how many assists has Patrick got, by the way? Because as I was talking, They literally just said how many and I didn't hear it. Six. Six goal assists. I didn't hear how many score assists. He got 6 goal assists. That's my answer. Well, there's a goal for Sydney, I think. Went to the game since it was Hawthorn in the grand final. That wouldn't be possible for me, I don't think. Even if I could get the flight, which I probably could get a flight, I can't get time off work within a week's notice. So I'd have to like book it from months ago, just in case Hawthorn made the grand final. It's a big chance to take. I really appreciate how you guys have Wi-Fi connections at your stadiums. I just got to point that out because in England we don't do that. England doesn't do that. You go to a stadium, you try and get a 4G signal, it doesn't work because there's so many people. Like your signal won't work. There's a Wi-Fi, but it's locked to a password, and it's for executives. You guys at the MCG, you got a really fast Wi-Fi connection. Even when the stadium's full of like 70k people, I'm just like, what? Where's this in England? We don't have this. Although at Marvel didn't work. My connection didn't work at Marvel. I connect to Wi-Fi and it's like no internet. I'm just like, I'm connected. Why is there no internet? 4 minutes to go. It's currently what, 75 points? Selwood, great goal. $81 points. Great goal as well. Maybe Selwood's Norm Smith. Maybe Sydney are chokers. Thrashed by Hawthorn 2014. Lose to 7th in 2016. 80-point whipping in 2022. We'll let them off for the Hawthorn one because that was one of the best Hawthorn teams ever. So we'll let them off there, but the other two, okay, fair enough. Cameron Mark. Cameron. 87 points. 87 points. $13 points in 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes 34. What was 2007, by the way? Okay, 2007 was 163.44. Okay, so not quite as bad. Port Adelaide. How bad were Port Adelaide in 2007? I want to see that 07 grand final again now. I want to know how bad Port Adelaide were to be flashed that badly. Like, this is more embarrassing than the Giants 3 years ago. Like, it's that bad. And the Giants were done in like the first minute of that game. And this is worse. And it is worse. Because Swans right now are a better team than the Giants 3 years ago. So, but they're both just as bad in the grand final. So, 3 minutes. Well, it's now less than 2 minutes. Joel Selwood getting great cheers. This could be his last game. I would. If I was him, I'd just retire now, mate. This is perfect. This is the perfect ending to any career at that age. It's on YouTube. Just watch the first 10 minutes of the second quarter. You can see how bad they were. Alright, they're not hitting another 13. So let's end the poll and just see that most of you said that most over 100 points. Most of you were wrong. I'm just kidding around, but yeah. Geelong have 20 goals. Papley gets a goal. Swans have hit 52. 81 points. Looks like it might be the final margin, but it's enough time for another goal. Geelong going to finish 33 scoring shots, Sydney 31 inside 50s. 2-1. There's the siren. 81 points, the final margin. Excuse me. How's it feel, Hawthorn fan? No comments. No comments. What do you think? He's got no answer. He's speechless. Quite literally. He is a relic of Toys R Us, who had to shut down for bankruptcy. He was £20 at Toys R Us. And he's now speechless at Geelong's flag. The Lions did better against Geelong. Just put it out there. I would argue that the Lions did a better final series than Sydney. Alright? That's today's hot take. Patrick Dangerfield's first premiership. That's very good. He is my favourite Geelong player, but today, Stengel has been my guy. How big is Richo? Do you see how big he is compared to Selwood? Is he wearing high heels? Like, he's that tall. Then again, I don't even know what Selwood's height is, so maybe he's just short, I don't know. Well, Selwood's midfielder, Richard's a full forward, of course he's taller. Fair enough. No, I just always thought like Selwood's quite a big guy. But then I say Richard sat next to him, it's just like so much bigger. So I'm gonna stay live until the celebrations, and then I'll just end the stream. It doesn't look like there's many people leaving. Like, the Swans fans that are still there. Oh, they've already got the stage ready. Geelong Premierships 29, 25, 31, 37, 51, 52, 63, 2007, 2009, 2011 and 2022. I don't know if you even heard all the years that I just said. I tried to read it fast because obviously the graphic will go away. Hello, Pick Indian. Back. You've been gone the whole bloody game, mate. Where have you been for the last 3 hours? Just a reminder that some people thought Geelong would be outside the 8. I was not one of them, so I'll just put it out there. Although to be fair, like if you ever predict something bad in the AFL, just remember that someone thought the Adelaide Crows would win the Premiership in 2022. Someone actually predicted that this season. So, you know, whatever you predict, it cannot be as bad as that. Someone with chest predicted the Adelaide Crows win the flag. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that. I genuinely couldn't believe my eyes. as a Pies fan, you hate Geelong won. Well, this is your fault, mate. You're the ones that lost in a close one in week 1. If you'd beaten them, it might have been different. How dare you lose? This is all your fault, Collingwood. I got another reason to hate you. You're the reason this happened. You let this happen. You let them beat you. What was the margin? 6 points? I can't remember. It was so close. You commented Geelong by 100 points. You demand not to be on the list. What, you mean you demand for me to take you off the list completely, or what? Grand final should be interesting. Because there's a lot of people who said Sydney would win. And a lot of people said Geelong is pretty even, so regardless, it's going to be a good episode. Is this show a parody? A parody of Boris Johnson? If Armstead and still Richmond's win against Brisbane, they would have beaten Melbourne. Would have challenged Geelong, might have stopped them. I disagree. I think Geelong would have beaten Richmond. They would not have smashed them, but I think they would have beaten Richmond. Stream is on 382 views. I appreciate every single one of you who tuned in. 382 views, only 10 likes. Unbelievable, guys. We should do better than this. We should do better than this. That's not a good ratio. That's one person every 38.4 people. There's one like. That's. We need to do better, guys. I like this movie advert. This seems like the Fox version of Sky Movies in the UK. Who is this woman on the Fox Broadband advert? I feel like I recognize her. That cat is definitely not real. The cat would knock the broadband over the table. What is this court case TV show? Murder investigation. The 12. Sounds alright. Based on that trailer, it sounds alright. Rob reacts not yet rating on Instagram disappointing. He's probably just deflated by what he's just witnessed. So, which side of the MCG is best to view the celebrations from? Like, I'd hate to go to a grand final and be behind the stage. Like, which side is in front of the stage? I need to know that. That's key information right there. Like, the stage is facing towards what? The MCC side, or I'm just curious. Because whenever I picture myself going to a final or anything, I'd want to be able to see a clear view of the celebrations. We can figure it out now. Yeah, I guess we can, yeah. I assume they don't change it every year. That'd be a bit awkward. See what AFL tweeted? No, sorry, Geelong tweeted it. Too old, too slow, too good. The couple look great down in retirement home. And it's just Hawkins encircled with grey hair. With white hair. Damn. There's a thing called communities on Twitter, but there's no AFL one. Maybe I should create one. If you're behind it, you'll be in the photos. I guess so. You hope AFL doesn't come back for me. It's stupidly accept. It's at the punt road end. Okay. You'd want to see it in the Ponsford stand to see it. Keep that in mind. Everyone hyped Sydney to win the grand final, but it didn't get too close to win. The grand final was a joke. Well, Orion cast the best team the whole season. Yeah, that sums it up, really. It's pretty much sums up the game. Who's winning the Norm Smith? Honestly, I'm not sure. This guy's hair is crazy. What gels are you using? Stengel Norm Smith. Yeah, that'd be cool. He's been great. He's been incredible. Is this the first grand final I've seen? I'd say so. Yeah. I think 2019 was the worst game. I still believe that, but this, because it's Geelong winning, yeah, this is the worst I've seen. Isaac Smith is the Norm Smith medalist. There you go. Fair enough. Hawthorn player wins Norm Smith. Yeah, well, not anymore. That's a good speech, that. The best speeches are the ones that are not too long, but they still get the point across. Do do do. Does it make it more angry or less angry? The same level of angry. Jeremy Cameron. So if you check Twitter, uh, I made an AFL community on Twitter. Community is like it's a new Twitter thing. I guess it's like a bit like a subreddit. I guess where you can just tweet what you want in there. No one will see it in public. Every, every tweet you make is in the community. Just thought I'd just make one. How's it for final movies thing? Well, I mentioned multiple times that I'm gonna make one after the grand final. So I need to find the right clips first, and then make a big movie for each game. Still just one member, just me. Grand final training when Mav shoots them all down, everyone does push-ups. Put in Geelong v Lions, same scene. That's a possibility. I still need bloody... I need how many scenes? I need 9 games. Dangerfield's first flag gets one of the biggest cheers so far. I just realized something, you know. Isaac Smith, he thanked Toyota, but not Ford. Just saying. That speech was like 10 minutes ago, and I'm just like, I've just gotten that now to my head. Geelong and Freo can be Phoenix. Yeah, but like, I want to use a different movie for each clip or a show. We could do the original Top Gun and then Top Gun Maverick. Then that'd be like 2 games. Or do it like we could use Top Gun for like the same team. But like I already want to use what was I gonna use? I was gonna use the ending scene where they get saved by the cocky guy. What was yeah, for Brisbane Richmond. I could use it for Sydney Collingwood as well. But it's the one where they're about to get killed by that enemy jet, and then the other guy saves them. What's his name again? I forgot his name. The cocky guy. What's his name? Oh, I'm good. I'm very good. That guy. I've forgotten his name. Hangman. Yeah, Hangman. When Hangman saves them. So that's either Brisbane Richmond or Sydney Collingwood. I was thinking more Brisbane Richmond because Richmond missed a. I mean, it was a score review, but like Richmond missed a shot at the end, and then Bagman, Hangman. I heard both names in the movie. I think. Come to think of it, that kid's lucky. He got Selwood's boots. Well, I see some fans at level 3 have left. Probably Swans. You know, Mr. Scott looks like he hasn't slept in a while. Like, with the long hair and the scruffy beard and a hoodie. I've seen homeless people looking like that on the streets of London. That's not me insulting him. He can wear what he wants. I'm just saying, like, he looks like he's been. He looks like he's been recovering from stress. You know what could be good for this grand final? You know that it's not a movie, but I'm sure you've seen it. There's a video of a guy just slapping a lot of people at a party. He slaps a kid, and then he slaps all the parents, and then he slaps all the police officers that come to arrest him. I don't know if you've seen that, but that could be Geelong just slapping every Swans player and Lions player. Did he re-sign Buddy during the week? Oh. Oh. I thought he'd go somewhere else. Fair play to the Swans fans that stayed. See, the AFL president is there. Forgotten his name. I always forget his name. Would I be $100 plus $100 for flights and hotels? You're not leaving early. Well, some people did, but like seeing a team get smashed like that, I wouldn't blame you. And some Sydney fans did. Mainly level 3. I love how there's a guy in the car. In that Toyota behind the Geelong place, there's a guy in the car. Are they meant to be in there? There's a guy in every car, actually. I just realised. There's a guy filming. There's a guy in the car with his camera. He's like, yeah. He's in the driver's seat behind him, like, yeah. Here come the celebrations. There you go. There's the confetti. One day this will be Hawthorn. One day. All those fireworks. Has there ever been a rainy grand final? I'm just curious. Because every time I see a grand final, it's always sunny. Always the best day. I'm just curious, has there ever been like a really bad weather day? The time of Geelong supporter, lots of Geelong girls out in the clubs tonight. Are there? I'm aware there's a nightclub in England that does a yearly grand final watch, but like, I don't think I'll go to the club tonight and there'll be a lot of Geelong fans. I still haven't met any AFL fans in the country yet. I just had one guy that emailed me a couple of years ago if I can come to the nightclub to see the AFL Grand Final. That's about it. It's played in mid-spring, not winter, so that probably helps it a bit. Yeah. Yeah, true. Still though, you know, I was there just a month ago, and there was rainy days. So I guess you never know. It's quite crazy how seasons work, you know. Obviously, for you, when it's Christmas, it's summer for you guys. Our Christmas, very cold winters. Sometimes it's so cold it doesn't even snow. Like imagine it being so cold it won't even snow. That's that's not very nice, to be honest. I like snow. It never snows on Christmas Day here. Never. The Cats' 10th premiership. Well, the last wet grand finals was 2009 and 2002. Which is more grey and intermittent rain. Don't know if it's ever been like pouring rain. I see. Well, I've seen the celebrations. Guess it's time to end the stream. Do. Alright then. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. I was just checking something. But yeah, this has been fun. I've streamed every finals game. I was late for a couple, but I've managed to get up in time for every finals game. Going to Australia has fixed my sleeping pattern. If I didn't go to Australia, I would not have been able to do this, I don't think. I wouldn't have fixed it in time. So yeah, this has been great. It's been a good time. It's been a very good time. Really enjoyed this season, mainly the final series, but yeah, there's been a good time. Expect some A4 related videos soon. I want to work on a movie parody. Hopefully by next weekend it's ready, but I want to try and get it up earlier than that. So I'm gonna start working on it when I get back from work. I could start working on it now, but like I want to watch a TV show. I want to finish The Boys, which I've been watching recently. But yeah, A4W reactions will be coming. I wanted to do reactions from the start, but I haven't had the time. I got to prioritize, obviously, finals, and I got a second channel series I got going. So I want to keep that up. But yeah, Hawthorn won their first game in A4W, so expect a reaction to that. If there are highlights videos on YouTube for VFL Stanford Grand Finals, I'll do those too. And yeah, in terms of like A4 related videos, there'll be A4W and there'll be some A4 related videos. I don't know what I'll do yet, but I'll think of some ideas. Don't expect anything too regular. It'll be like once or twice a week. But yeah, Premier League predictions may or may not return. We shall see. But yeah, I do want to do it. It's just that I don't have the time anymore. It's like I got to try and like focus on myself. I still want to make videos. It's just that it's hard sometimes. But Premier League predictions at some point will be WWE videos on that and Champions League, Europa League, etc. Live react here for W games. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I wish it was more rounds. Bloody 10 rounds. I get that, you know, more longer season means more contract money, but still. Anyway, yeah. I'll think of things to do. But yeah, now that it's off season, I guess from like after I've done my movie parody, I'm gonna be more focused on my second channel. Because in the off season that channel performs better, and then when the AFL comes back, this channel performs better. But I'm still gonna make videos on this channel. I just gotta kind of think of things to do instead of like going completely dead like they did last season. But we'll see. In terms of the personal channel, well, maybe some vlogs, definitely some GeoGuessr. But I haven't got any holidays until January, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it. And I will see you guys soon. Hopefully next year I'll be doing this on a regular basis. At least one stream a week. That would be great. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And goodbye.